2003 Ducati 999999999.
'Cause tonight we got Ducati like it is a 999.
Behold, the last of the hand-built Ducatis. If you know nothing else about the Ducati 999, know that it was the last motorcycle Ducati made where human hands put it together from start to finish. After the Ducati 999, well, automation kicked in and they started outsourcing. Do you think it looks like a bike from Hasbro Toys? Well, when you see a dude on one of these, you know he has bro toys. The Ducati 999 was preceded by the 916, the 996, and the 998. As anybody with a grasp of numbers can tell, it was followed by Form 1098. The 999 ran from 2003 to 2006, but had popularity and success beyond its production years thanks to the Superbike World Championships. In 2003, the 999 won 3 WSB titles and won every race of its 2003 season. So we're dealing with a bike that puts performance before appearance. And that's right, looking at it from the front. And while that sounds like a no-brainer now, it was pretty controversial in 2003, in large part because of how well received the previous models of motorcycles were, particularly the 916, yes. Of course, while its style wasn't all that popular in its own time, the guts of the 999 reveal a bike that, in a lot of ways, was superior to what came before. The 999 was designed by Pierre Terblanchi? That's wrong. Terblanchi. Well, I'm a Yank, so my country has a big army. What are you going to do? Who fitted it with the classic Ducati L-twin valve-actuated engine layout, which offered high power and torque figures even at low RPM. It had impeccable handling for its time and is still a contender today, with a suspension that was stiff but malleable, like a cum denial video. And this only increased with the introduction of the 99S and the 99R, which would go from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds and topped out at 170 miles an hour under optimal conditions. Yes, it's very fast, but you don't always buy a Ducati for its speed. You buy it for sex. Oh, I just want to be held. Oh, every night. Why so sexy? Well, first thing you do is you contort the rider. If you need to be comfortable, a comfortable bike isn't sexy, but uncomfortable bikes are... What you do is you take the handlebars and lower them down below the tank, and then you take the exhaust and route it up under the undertail. I know it's aftermarket, but it's still up there. And then you make the windshield useless. And then you full fairing the whole bike, just with the exception of the cylinder. You just get the head just poking right above the Mason-Dixon line. And the owner has left the timing belt cover off because I didn't need the stitching on my inseam or my valve stems anyway. And we'll have a dry, crackling clutch and Brembo brakes. Let's come back to these headlights. This is the ugly part of the bike. You see, bikes are not immune from car design. The problem with looking at the front of the 999 is that it's far too alien. You have 2 eyeballs vertically on top of each other. It looks eerie. We don't like this. We like our machines to be anthropomorphic. And here's how you fix the 999. Ready? Bam. See? Looks better. Kind of looks like a 90s Yamaha, but easier on the eyes. It's got 2 of them. I can look right at it. The 2003 model featured an 8-valve double overhead cam 990cc liquid-cooled Desmo V-twin engine with 124 brake horsepower at 900 PS. Wait a minute. The Yamaha R6 from 2 weeks ago made the exact same power with much less displacement. Huh. Does that mean the Yamaha R6 is just as fast as a Ducati 999? No. Here comes a cheat code. Torque. That Yamaha R6 made 43 foot-pounds of torque. The 999 makes 78. And that's where the sexiness of the Ducati comes in. Get to that in a minute. The 999 offers a bit more room than the slimmer 916, but that's not to say you can ride this if you weigh 1,000 pounds. Still, the 999 accommodates larger riders while also offering an adjustable ride position to allow for smaller riders to get the most out of this motorcycle. Naturally, This is a bike where you really need to get on a track to appreciate, and I'm not sure that's going to surprise anyone listening. This is just not a bike made for the cracked, high-traffic, tar-snake-covered roads of Pennsylvania or even New Jersey where we film this. It needs a controlled environment to run free. It wants you to go fast, and it will bully you into going fast whether you want to or not. And you will give in to peer pressure. Fear. Deep well of fear that knowing that humanity is continuously flirting with its own extinction, second gear, global politics, nuclear winter, the doomsday clock, all built into an Italian motorcycle, third gear, this little vertical shelf into which your tailbone slides when you screw on the throttle. It's there for a damn good reason there, boyo. It keeps you on the bike, and if it weren't for that, you'd slide right off. Fourth gear. My eyeballs vibrated near wide-open throttle. Death spreads its bony wings and invites me to its row home for BDSM and intellectual discussions. And by fifth gear, all I felt was the thump, thump, thump of the 90-degree V-twin pounding. The lower piston thrusts forward, and the upper piston arcs into my mangina. I have an ascot and a goat stomach full of table wine, and I'm ready for some heavy cuckolding. It feeds a tinder into the fire of every red-blooded male. It's a red fire that blossoms into that need for ludicrous speed. Forget Tesla. It sounds cliche, but true. And it's not just a need to go fast. It's that desperation for everyone. Know how much faster you're going now than you were in whatever you were driving or riding before. It's like taking your new hot girlfriend to dinner at the place where your ex waitress is. Your dick is still the same size, but it's plowing an upgrade. The 999 has undergone a renaissance in recent years thanks to three factors. Time has softened the opinions of the 999 styling to where it's an appreciated bike with its own unique visual flair that stands out from other bikes of its generation. Second is that even a poorly maintained 916, that's big dollar. But right there. And you don't get performance on par with what you get with the 999, which ties into the third factor. It's just plain livelier than previous Ducatis when it comes to performance. It's robust, aggressive, and it's confident in its performance, like a first-rate coxman at a middle-class key party. Man, I talked a lot about my dick in this one.